Bajaj Finance can now resume sanctions and disbursal of loans under two lending products. Services through both eCOM and Insta EMI Card has been resumed. The Reserve Bank of India on Thursday lifted restrictions on the two loan products after nearly 6 months. The eCOM product is a consumer financing facility given by Bajaj Finance to borrowers for online shopping, while the Insta EMI Card is a financing solution that customers can sign up for and shop for with a diverse range of products and avail EMI payments on them. In November last year, the central bank had placed restrictions due to Bajaj Finance's non-adherence to its existing digital lending guidelines, and particularly the non-issuance of key fact statements to borrowers under the two lending products. Now, on 2nd of May, the RBI has lifted those restrictions on the two products based on remedial actions taken by Bajaj Finance. Those two lending products are back in the market. My colleague Karthik Malhotra here with me. Karthik, let's take our viewers back to what happened in November of last year, which is when the RBI restrictions came into being. What exactly is a key fact statement, and why was Bajaj Finance in docs back then?
Okay, so I think, 15th November 2023 was pretty much a pivotal moment where we saw this overreach by RBI against lending of all sorts. So it started with Bajaj Finance on the 15th of November. What the RBI really wanted as compliance and adherence to its stated guidelines from Bajaj Finance and pretty much from the entire banking as well as NBFC industry at that time was a KFS, or a key financial statement. Now, a key fact statement, I beg your pardon. Right. So, this key fact statement primarily is a one-pager condensed version of all the terms and conditions that people never read. So, the point is, when you're availing a loan or when you're availing any financial product, you automatically click on or sign, if it's a physical paper, on a bundle of terms and conditions which actually are written in very, very difficult legal language and is tedious to actually run through the fine print of each and every clause. So, RBI mandated that you need to have a one-page key fact statement which captures all the essential details. For example, what is the name of the lender? What is the interest rate at which, the loan is being sanctioned? Are there any other charges which are likely to be levied? What are the repayment terms? What if you want to foreclose your loan earlier? Is there any penalty involved? So primarily answering all the basic questions which a customer would need answers to before going ahead and taking a loan need to be captured in that key fact statement. And there was non-adherence on that KFS by Bajaj Finance's two specific products. Now, which are these products? There was eCOM and there was Insta EMI Card. Now, Insta EMI Card is not really a credit card because an NBFC cannot issue a credit card. So, pretty much it looks like a credit card, it feels like a credit card, but when you use it at, let's say, dealer networks, if you want to buy a smartphone or buy an air conditioner on EMI, you swipe that card and that card helps you convert your big purchases into smaller EMIs. But obviously, unlike a credit card, it doesn't give you free credit. There are interest rates which apply to any of these transactions. eCOM, on the other side, is when you're making a big online purchase on, on any shopping platform from a Flipkart to an Amazon, etc. You can convert those ticking mark on the Bajaj Finance eCOM product and convert those again into small EMIs. So 15th November, RBI noticed these lapses and issued, a circular asking Bajaj Finance to stop issuing fresh loans using these two digital products. However, customers were still allowed to go to dealer networks and avail of EMI facilities. Cut to exactly 24 hours later, which is November 16th of 2023. Is when RBI actually, and which is why I call it a pivotal moment, that is when RBI actually imposed higher risk weights on personal loans, unsecured personal loans. So the idea really was that make sure banks are well capitalized to take any sort of a blow by way of consumers being unable to repay the loans that they have taken. And then we saw, whatever else happened by way of Paytm Payments Bank, etc. So I think 15th November was a pivotal moment. Now, what has really happened is actually great for everybody. It's great for RBI that it had taken strict action and it has, by virtue of that action, now got compliance, forced compliance, but compliance anyway. It's great for Bajaj Finance itself because these are hot selling products and it's pretty much, it forms a significant, it's easy loan and a significant chunk of its consumer base and its loan dispersal. So now that's back on the table. It also shows that RBI, while it has been overactive in imposing restrictions, it's actually not taking time to even lift those. So if you comply, you're back in business. If you don't comply, you're compelling RBI to take further action. It's good for customers, obviously, because you can avail of these easy loans without doing too much paperwork. And I think it's a good day for investors today, because all the losses in stocks slipping almost 7% from November 15th till yesterday has pretty much been recovered in today's trading session. Last I checked, Bajaj Finance stock was up about 7%.
The markets have taken kindly to that news. Bajaj Finance stocks are up at the moment about 4.15%, so tapered some of those early morning gains. But nonetheless, there are two separate things here that you brought to fore, which is RBI in November of last year taking not very kindly to the easy disbursal of loans without more risk weight to these loans. So that action was on one hand to ensure that there is enough risks in place with the banks in case customers are not able to repay those loans. But on the other hand, what Bajaj Finance essentially was dealing with was that it was not open or transparent with its consumers.
Yeah, so I mean, KFS has been in the works and has been a critical want which the RBI has imposed on banks and NBFCs. But NBFCs up until then were taking KFS as an option and not as a mandatory requirement. And I think this 15th November circular from RBI pretty much made it compulsory for all banks and NBFCs to ensure that this KFS is in place. So overall, I mean, the regulator doing its job of being a regulator, working in the interest of customers.
All right, and there's no coming back in all cases for Bajaj Finance. There has been, not so much for Paytm Payments Bank, which had to cease operations.
So, which is what I think today also sparks another question, that if you comply, is there any scope of coming back into the game? So I think Paytm Payments Bank today would be hoping that some sort of if not an immediate recovery, but at least there is some hope that if we are now to go ahead and make those compliances, could there be a case? Because remember, RBI has not yet cancelled Paytm Payment Bank's payment bank license. So in case why is the license not cancelled even after so many months? So the critical question is that could there be a case for Paytm Payments Bank now to comply, go back to the RBI, request for an audit, and tell RBI that, we are in the pink of our fireworks in place?
All right, that's an interesting observation there. Will this also mean some sort of relief for Paytm Payments Bank? We don't know, but Bajaj Finance, for a fact, has now got relief by the way of two cards, two lending products which are now back in action, and Bajaj Finance can continue and start disbursing loans through them.